Have you ever stared at an equation like y equals 2x plus 4 and just wished you could actually see what it means? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're taking that abstract algebra and turning it into something visual and dynamic, using a really cool tool called GeoGebra.
You know, looking at an equation on a page can feel, well, a little lifeless. But what if we could actually bring it to life? What if you could see its shape, play around with it, and pull out all its key secrets in just a few seconds? Let's dive in and see how.
So here's our game plan. We'll do a quick refresher on what a linear equation even is, then we'll jump right into GeoGebra to graph our first line. After that, we'll find its intercepts, add a little personal flair, and then wrap up by talking about why this is such a viable skill to have.
Okay, first things first. Before we can start graphing, we need to know what we're actually working with. Let's talk about the linear equation.
A linear equation is really just a simple recipe for a straight line. You've probably seen y equals mx plus b a million times. All it means is m tells you the slope, how steep the line is, and b tells you exactly where that line is going to cross the vertical y-axis. It's super simple, but really powerful. All right, enough theory. Let's get our hands dirty and move from just text on a page to an actual visual. Let's graph this thing.
We're going to use just one equation for this entire explainer, y equals 2x plus 4. By sticking with the same example, we can really focus on the steps in GeoGebra without getting confused by a bunch of different numbers. And honestly, the process couldn't be easier. You just open up GeoGebra, find that little input bar, and type in our equation, y equals 2x plus 4. Hit enter, and bam! Just like that, a perfect straight line appears right on your graph.
So now we have our line, which is awesome. Let's go find the two most important points on it, the intercepts. These are just the spots where our line crosses the main x and y axes.
Just to be super clear on what we're looking for, the x-intercept is where our line hits that horizontal x-axis, and the y-intercept, that's where it crosses the vertical one. Think of them as the two main anchor points for our entire line.
Now, you could totally solve for these points with algebra, sure, but GeoGebra has a tool that honestly feels like pure magic. It's going to do all the heavy lifting for us. And it only takes 3 clicks. All you do is head over to the Tools menu, find the Special Points tool, and then just click anywhere on the line you just graphed.
The moment you click, GeoGebra instantly plots the intercepts for you. So first up, we get our x-intercept right at the coordinate -2, 0. That's the exact spot where the line slices through the horizontal axis.
And there's our y-intercept, 0, 4. But wait, hold on a sec, look closely. Remember our original equation, y equals 2x plus 4? That little plus 4 at the end? That's our b value, and it literally tells us the line is going to cross the y-axis at 4. GeoGebra just proved it for us visually. See? That's the connection between the numbers and the picture. Pretty cool, right?
So we've done all the math, but now let's have some fun and add some style. Customizing your graph isn't just about making it look pretty, it actually makes your work way clearer and more professional.
So, for instance, you can right-click on the line to change its color to something that really pops. Then, and this is a great tip, you can right-click on each of those intercept points, go into the settings, and tell it to show the label. This puts the coordinates right there on the graph, which makes everything incredibly easy to read at a glance.
So, okay, we've graphed a line, we've found its key points, but why does this actually matter? What's the big deal? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture.
Honestly, using a tool like GeoGebra to visualize this stuff is a total game changer. For one, it saves you a ton of time you'd otherwise be spending on manual calculations. It also pretty much eliminates the chance of making a simple math error, which, we all do. But most importantly, seeing the graph helps you build a much deeper, more intuitive feel for how these functions work. And it gives you a fantastic way to show and explain your ideas to other people.
And that's really the power here. You can now take basically any linear equation and turn it into a clear, interactive visual that you can explore in seconds. So the only question left is, what are you going to visualize next? Maybe some quadratics or trigonometric functions? The sky's the limit.